Hi everyone, this is Yogo Dunzo with North Texas L5R. We're here for what seems to be our bi-weekly games. In this game we have Seven Stings Keep Scorpion versus IMS Phoenix. I don't know what's in the deck list this go round, so I will be just as surprised as everyone else. And we're off. On the Scorpion side, we see the Satori and the Manipulator in two storehouses, as well as Silent One's Monastery. And on the Phoenix side, we have a Forgotten Library, a Mediator of Hostilities, a Favorable Ground, and a Sakasuki. Looks like to me the Phoenix is doing a pacifist deck. They will probably pass a whole lot of conflicts here. Scorpion passes first. The Mediator gets you a card when someone passes a conflict, so we're probably going to see 5 bids, and then we are playing a Dishonor deck. That is interesting. Silent One's Monastery kind of bites that in the butt because it caps the honor transfer. Since your opponents can't gain more than 2 honor per phase, you only lose 2 honor on a bid like that. So what's probably going to happen here is actually not sure. We see Kiseki going Political Earth, it looks like. Does not trigger 7 Stings Keep, so that's a little less good. But doesn't matter because Muramoto Crichton does not defend. Oh, no, he does defend. I'm just a little behind. Phoenix passes because they're already up and winning. We've seen Ornate Fan come down. Doesn't feel super great playing down a character that's going to go away at the end of the turn. But it's not terrible. He does have to be careful now, though. Muramoto Crichton can Favorable Grounds out, and then... Nope. Never mind. Not breaking Upholding Authority, because it is 5 Prophet Strength and Keeper of Earth. We see the Assassination come down, pass, presumably never pass. No, we see a Sneak come down at home. This feels like it's swinging badly away from Phoenix. We do see the Display of Power come down, and the Forged Edict to counter. And he loses a Censure to the Earth Ring, which would have been good if he had managed to get the DOP off. Kiseki left here would really only be Air Ring as a choice. Yeah, that Silent One's Monastery saved Kiseki from being at 2 honor right now. Right? Is that how the math works? If he hadn't have done that, he would have gone down to, he would have been at 3 honor. No, it looks like he might be pushing for a break. I'm not sure why he played the Katana there, if he wasn't going to break it. Hopefully Kiseki remembers to pop both storehouses. There's the first storehouse, and there's a second. Presumably we pass through. Because Silent One's monastery is still up and standing, Kiseki can comfortably bid 5 and only go down to 4 honor. If that happens, that means it generates so much value that way. We do see Bayushi Yunako, so this is probably a commander deck. 2 lost papers when you've got the only character on the board, not great. 2 Seasons of War, also not super hot. And we see on Murmur Crichton's side a really good defense-oriented flop. The Garanto Guardian can be big. A little harder to stay that size against Scorpion since they can just dishonor him and his glory will potato him. Looks like he's heavily investing there. That could make Kiseki think twice about what rings they swing in on. Kiseki goes for the Denmaru, negating the High Glory. Murmur Crichton passes, gains a Fate. Kiseki still has 8 Fate, but also chooses to pass. Silent One's Monastery does not cap the Scorpion players on the gain, so if Murmur Crichton had bid 5, he still would have lost the 4 honor. Kiseki was clearly expecting that and low bids. Murmur Crichton only bids 2. The hand disparity, not that bad right now. Fate disparity is pretty bad for the Phoenix player, but Kiseki plays Hige's Sermon. Presumably, Kiseki's going to consider going in for a Water Ring conflict to get Denmaru back for another poke. But you gotta be careful about display of power. Murmur Crichton passes, signaling he has the dot because he didn't play a character. But Kiseki has 8 Fate, so he can play a conflict character if he's got one in hand. And we're seeing Earth conflict come in. Kiseki wanting to punish the low bids some. And he hits Sampuko Saido, which is super sad pants because he's got the favor. That does not feel super great. Sampuko Saido always seems to be either the easiest or the most impossible thing to break. No dop. We see a Peacemaker's Blade go down. Elegant Tessin to straighten Denmaru. And Murmur Crichton responds with an Earth Becomes Sky. passes. Kiseki plays a second Elegant Tessin. And that goes through. So Denmaru can break some provinces on his own. Quite likely he might find Shameful. See Political Void. Shorten that Guardian's life, and he hits Shameful. Conflict character would be super great right here. There are a couple that cost 1. Does not seem to have any. And Shameful goes. This is quite likely to be a very quick game. Phoenix is not yet out of it, but they are definitely behind on cards and fate, which is not a great place to be. Probably going to see the Scorpion player pitch most of his row. We see another Earth becomes Sky. That feels interesting that it wasn't played when the other Tessin came down. I'm not sure what the reasoning was before that. We see a Lost Papers come up when he just spent the fate to keep Denmaru bowed, which stings quite a bit. On the Scorpion side, we see a Satori and Alibi Artist Yunako on the favorable grounds. Here, I imagine we're going to see a Sukune purchased. Yunako comes down with a whole bunch of fate. This is pretty clearly a commander deck right now. Interestingly, we haven't seen him use Seven Stings Keep yet. Goes with the Chikai Order Protector instead of Sukune, possibly to help against Dishonor. The Chikai Order Protector is effectively blank right now since there are no Shugenjo Courtiers on Mirror Metacriton's side. And we see the Ally Artist come down with 1. Presumably we'll get a pass out of Mirror Metacriton, and probably a pass out of Kiseki as well. Being able to roll almost an entire turn's worth of fate into a conflict phase seems good. I expect we'll both see 1 bids from both of them. Kiseki goes for 2, so Crichton takes 1. The Alibi Artist, that's why Kiseki bid 2, was to turn on the Alibi Artist. Finger of Jade comes down on Yunako. Kiseki being up on hand size like that probably means we'll see him attack the face down province. We've seen Void, Fire, and Earth, so water and air. I believe Retire to the Brotherhood is water, and that's likely to be on the box. So it's very important that Kiseki not get there this turn. Yes, so Charter of Brotherhood is water, so that's probably under a box. Hige's Sermon comes down, bowing the Shikai Order Protector and Yunako. Perhaps Kaseki will leave the Finger of Jade protected against that, however, Finger of Jade stops your opponent's abilities, and Hige's Sermon is your own. That does put Kaseki in something of a weird place. Miramото Crichton has done an excellent job of keeping Kaseki's attack capabilities thoroughly blunted. Passes into conflict phase. Have we seen Phoenix's splash yet? I don't believe we have. We have not. Peacemaker's Blade here on Kaseki would be, or on the Alibi Artist would be pretty big. That completely shuts down an entire turn of attacks. Let's see if that happens. It does not. So Kaseki has to come in political, goes for political water, which means he has to commit to the... Well, I guess Miramото Crichton could rely on a display of power, but there's a Phoenix on the table now, or a Courtier on the table. It's going to have a whole bunch of money here. We see Before the Throne. So if Miramото Crichton defends and wins with the Guardian, he can activate the Air Ring and start applying some pressure. That does leave Kaseki in kind of an awkward position, having to either give up a chunk of his hand or a third of his honor currently to move on to the box. I'm pretty sure that that's not going to get broken unless Kaseki is running Kachiko, which I don't believe the commander deck is. Phoenix doesn't defend and passes, clearly hoping for a display to go off, which would be pretty big and could easily swing the game around. Pass. We see the display, and do we see the edict? We do see the edict. Straightens Yunako. Here, I would probably go Military Fire with the Guardian, just to force a block. Oh, we see the Storehouse triggered. That means that Yunako can break Before the Throne right now. Military Fire at the Monastery. Political Fire. Not sure why political. That does turn on court games. Yunako can still defend that and swap stats to be winning. Even if you play court games to honor yourself, Denmaru sets your, if your characters are honored, sets your glory to 0. So hopefully he's not relying on that line. No defense. Moves in Denmaru. Are we going to see a third Tessin come down? See clarity purpose for the Guardian. It's a strong play. I imagine Kaseki did that just to avoid, moved in Denmaru just to avoid the honor loss. Looks like Kaseki's having a little bit of a think. Ooh, we see a Defend Your Honor on the Clarity of Purpose, which could be fairly big. Kaseki chooses a bid, and again, he can't lose more than 2 honors, so he can actually bid 3. Or he can bid whatever he wants, and he can't lose more than 2. Goes for a hard 5 bid. Still loses 2 honor. That does mean that Before the Throne is now blank, since Miramata Crichton has gained his 2 honor for the phase. If Miramata Crichton has a ornate fan, would be good, because then it makes Before the Throne problematic to break. He does not. Passes. Probably going to dishonor Yunako. Honors Shikai or the Protector. Clearly playing for next turn. Or possibly a Noble Sacrifice if he's on Crane Splash. I really don't know. Peacemaker's Blade. Nice. Yunako is now stuck at home, making that 5 bid almost irrelevant, since he got the 2 honor out of it anyway. Hand sizes are still close. I kind of wish Miramata Crichton had bought the Shiba Sukune just to get a bunch of ring effects that are all really good here. Kaseki maintains favor because of standing Yunako. Yep. Lost Papers goes, we see a Keeper, Storehouse, and Suki for Phoenix, Denmaru dupe, another alibi artist, and the same Satori. 5 Suki with a bunch, dupe Denmaru. And the Chikai is when they're defending. Miromoto Crichton passes. We see a Satori come down. Alibi Artist. Kiseki is digging for something, possibly prepare for war to get rid of Peacemaker's Blade. Both Alibi Artists going to town. Just continuing to carry the hand advantage from turn 1, turn after turn after turn. That being said, Miromoto Crichton's not that far behind. 7 to 9 isn't terrible. I imagine we're definitely going to see a loitering attack if he's on retired to a Brotherhood under box. Actually, he's not on a box yet, so Miromoto Crichton's probably going to pass this first conflict. And just rely on Suki and the Chikai. Oh, we see Denmaru, we see another Hige sermon. That Chikai Order Protector has not been protecting a whole lot this game. We still have not seen Phoenix's splash. Could be Scorpion. I would find it hilarious if Kiseki breaks before the throne and then gets hit with 2 backhanded compliments. We see the storehouse pop for a card. Yeah, at this point I'm not sure Phoenix can attack unless you're trying to take a specific ring off the table or you need the money. Pacifism on Satori. So we could see a military attack with possibly some dishonor and bow on Yanako. Alright, we see Miromoto Crichton passed his first conflict. Kiseki finally activating 7 Stings Keep. He is now deciding how many he's going to attack with. Anything besides 1, 2 characters, so we know it's political. Miromoto Crichton defending with Suki, it looks like. Going for water, possibly to straighten Denmaru. At upholding, Kiseki needs to be careful with whom he attacks. If he wants to actually win it, he needs to go in with more than just the 1 alibi artist. Um, Clearly going political here means he needs to win this ring to get into a conflict, because Satori can only attack politically, the alibi artist can only attack politically, Yunako can't attack. Going into 6, I guess he's trying to be careful that he doesn't accidentally win. Or doesn't accidentally break the province. It looks like it's going to be 6-2. Watch Commander, Crab Splash, very interesting. That is going to basically lock Kaseki out of playing many, if any, cards, because every card is going to cost him an honor. Interesting thing about Denmaru, he sets printed glory equal to 0, or base glory equal to 0, so IMS can still buff. Kiseki passes because he's winning, which is all he really wants to do right here. And it looks like he lets the win happen. Denmaru straightens. Suki. Oh, we see an Earth become Sky. Is there an edict? It'd be the third edict. It's going to be a pretty important edict. Possibly a censure. Defend your honor. That feels... I mean, I guess you kind of have to do that. However, that is going to cost him an honor because there is still a conflict going on. And that is the third Earth becomes Sky. Suki gets honored. So now Kiseki either has to go air or has to go at upholding authority. If he doesn't go air, no conflicts, no money. So Kiseki gets a free attack here. The favor was switched to political, so he now gets to choose when he breaks. Looks like he is willing to give up his hand. In the interest of getting to the box instead of 2 more honor. No defense. Is Kiseki going to go for a break? Spicy. We see the assassination. Nice. There's the edict. That stings a little bit. Now, even if the assassination had landed, Yunako could have been favorable grounded in. Peacemaker's Blade only stops you from being declared as an attacker. We see a tactical ingenuity come down. So at this point, that's clearly going to trigger, and then we're going to see Kiseki continue to dig for prepare for wars to get rid of that Peacemaker's Blade. Prepare for War would also get rid of Pacifist on Satori. Both pretty big things. We see Prepare for War is found. Problem is now, yep, we see Kiseki favored the Peacemaker's Blade to go away. Where things are going to get awkward now is if Retire to a Brotherhood is under box, Denmaru's going to die next turn, as is the Dishonored Alibi Artist. Phoenix is going to get to plunder a hand, Bonsai, 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 Finger, Jade, and Ornate Fan. I think you take the Finger here. Or you go for maximum value. He gains 2, he'll be down to 4, assuming that it is retired to a Brotherhood, which I've been saying the entire time. He's actually down to 3. Were I Kiseki, I probably would have let the assassination go through and then move the Yanako in. But then you are 100% banking on getting the Prepare for War. We see, a timely flip on Lost Papers, so probably Satori is going to take a nap. Then we're probably going to see the Garanto Guardian get bought. I would almost buy the Keeper Initiate, because if that is retired to the Brotherhood, he transforms into something much more useful than the Keeper Initiate. Liar gets purchased. Satori gets duped. We're going to see the Alibi Artist get activated. And we have seen all 3 edicts. Alibi Artist did not get used. That feels like a mistake. It's usually a thing you want to do before you draw, since it feels like you have a better choice. Probably going to see a political attack come in. Just to get the most value out of people. Kiseki's coming with 2. It can be anything. Here, there's no harm in defending with the Chikai Order Protector and Suki. Oh no, actually, the sequencing, because of 7 Stings Keep, the Chikai Order Protector is going to go away before or after the window for declaring defenders is. He's only coming with 2 though, and there's favorable ground, so Mirror Crichton can eject unnecessary people from there. I would not defend with the Chikai order. We see Denmaru go in with one of them. Looks like Kaseki's having to think this is going to be a political attack. And it looks like it's going to be Denmaru and the Liar going void. Presumably just going to go at the box, and here we find out if this is retired to a Brotherhood or not, because this will make a world of difference. Because the Alibi Artist has not been activated, so that's one card that Kaseki will not have access to, but he would have otherwise. And it's retire, so in fact the Chikai Order Protector goes away and gets replaced with Pacifist Philosopher. Not great. We do see Denmaru turn into a Vice Proprietor, and the Alibi Artist turn into a Bayushi Manipulator. Also not super great. And it is a water effect, so if the Gensado Guardian is the winner, we'll probably see that Vice Proprietor bowed. And Denmaru is gone now, so Suki becomes huge. Clearly he wants the attack. And the water ring doesn't get him a whole lot. Kaseki's still basically out of cards. We know one of them is a Ornate Fan and a Finger of Jade. So there's one unknown card. Could have been two, but missed the window to play, or to trigger the Alibi Artist. Kaseki having to think if there's any way he can we see an Ornate Fan come down. That'll cost him an honor. We will probably see the box used to just make that null and void. So now Kaseki is a Finger of Jade and one unknown card. Kaseki passes. To be expected. Clarity of purpose would be great, which is what we see. So she is also going to be defending here, which is going to make it kind of a hard wall. Here, I think you just attack with the Pacifist Philosopher. Probably Earth, or no, Air. Force a block with a Vice Proprietor. Or, if you're ballsy and have no clarity of purpose, attacking with Suki. No, we see political earth. This is probably going to cause Kiseki to favorable grounds in. Actually, I wouldn't favorable grounds. I'd save it in case he does have another Peacemaker's Blade in hand. I would probably throw a Vice Proprietor in the way. I wouldn't trigger it unless you have to. IMS does last for a phase, so she's a 6/7, which is pretty big. Forcing a block with the Vice Proprietor means that if you defend with the Guardian, he's still not breaking immediately. We see pass happen. Nope, Kiseki gets, he is Keeper of Earth. No keepers in the discard pile though. That stings a little bit. This game has gone on much longer than I expected based on how the first 2 turns went. Oh no, I think you need to attack with more than just one. Vice Proprietor, because now Remote Crichton has to defend with 2. Otherwise it's the same as no defense. So we see that. You have to defend with both of them. You have to do something. Otherwise the Guardian is going to get bowed. Okay, Watch Commander. Kiseki cannot play any cards now. We do see the Vice Proprietor get used. Garanta goes down, so there's no Against the Waves. Otherwise he would pick Suki. Him winning the Water Ring is beyond relevant, or beyond irrelevant, so it's fine, no need to burn any resources. Mirror Crichton will pass. Oh, suffer the consequences. Sacking a bowed character to get another political attack. This could very much be it. Flyer goes. So he gets a card out of that as well. Kiseki has to go air. He passes. He's probably going to gain a fate off of the Pacifist Philosopher. It would be really good if he had a Peacemaker's Blade here. He does not. Satori comes in for air with the manipulator, so court games won't end this, or won't end this attempt. We see no defense, we see a pass, and that is a break. That was a hard-fought game, and well played by both players. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one.